Well, what's going on, YouTube? This is the boy with the Pampers and the toys, Al, recording from paradise. My paradise that's getting overpopulated. We're going to have to do some, but now we ain't ready to do nothing. Ain't nobody ready to leave this room. Everybody going to stay here. And I mean stay here. But thank you to my new subscribers. Just thank you. I thank Chris Rodriguez, I'm calling you out, and a good thing. It's a good thing. And Angelo, you always comment on my stuff. Others, if I forget your name, I will remember your name. Like I'm that famous, please. But I want to thank everyone for having, a good opinion to help me elevate my channel. I really appreciate it. It's all love, and I couldn't ask for more. And please, everybody, like, subscribe, and share to the boy with the Pampers and toys here on YouTube. Like, share, and with your friends, family, and your enemies. I'm trying to build my platform as much as possible. And as y'all can see, I got my, I was about to say gremlins. Lord, I'm getting all my creatures mixed up. But this is the Grinch, my Grinch shirt. All his different emotions look the same to me. I love Dr. Seuss, by the way, all the books. And I just want to thank everybody. Like, I couldn't do it without my subscribers and just being genuine, pure, high vibrations, good energy. I love my toys. I love my dolls. I love my action figures. I'm a dude that loves dolls. Sorry, to some people that don't see that, but that's fine. It's all right. We all got our choices of what we like in life. But okay, moving on. I'm carrying on like a tambourine thing. Today is going to be a wrestling figure day, an AEW day. And I've been having these for a while. Like I said, I try to post stuff on my reels to actually just knowing in order the things I want to talk about, because I ain't gonna lie to you, sometimes I be like a rooster with my head split open sometimes, being like, oh, brain falling out. So today we're going to be talking about a couple AEW figures and one of my favorite underrated legends that came from WWE to AEW. That's Mr. Christian Cage himself. You remember when he was with Edge and Christian. And he comes from, he's number 76 in Series 9, the Unravel collection. And we're going to definitely talk about him and some of his career that I can remember. And then next we have Mr. Chuck Taylor. Not really too familiar with Mr. Chuck Taylor. And he is number 66 in Series 8. And next we have, I think he's an older figure that came out in the early days of AEW wrestling figures by Jazzwares. This is Mr. Lance Archer, big guy. And he is number 53 in Series 7. And last but not least, saving the best for last. Not saying Christian Cage ain't the best for last, because he's a legend icon. We have Mr. Orange Cassidy. And Mr. Orange Cassidy looks pretty good. He is number 67. I guess he's after Christian Cage, so he's before Christian Cage. Mr. Cassidy. And he comes from Series 8. And we're going to get into some things. All right. So first, we're going to be talking about my boy here, Christian. Y'all remember when he was with Edge and Christian was on WWE? They came out around the time the Hardy Boys came out and everything. And basically, that's when wrestling was at its highest peak during the Attitude Era. I really, around that time, Monday Night Raw. Woo, I was in high school around that time, so I used to love watching Monday Night Raw. I'm not really 100% sure when, I know SmackDown came out a few years later. I don't know if it came out after Stone Cold left. I can't really remember. But one thing I will say, I must do my whole figure in the garbage, Lord. That's why I get for talking too much. But I do remember they had some good wrestling back in that time, and I know wrestling sometimes can't be at its realest, but it's real. But, everything else is scripted. These people have to work to feed their families and their faces. So, you know, you gotta take it, you gotta seesaw, take the good with the bad, the ugly. And I remember Christian Edge and Christian came out. Christian they both had long hair. And I do feel like that Christian was in the shadow of Edge a little bit. And the reason why I state that is because maybe it was a WWE writer, WWF at the time, writers thing, to where they wanted Edge to be the front man. And I don't know. It's something that we'll never know. Oh, and by the way, it does come with some trading cards. I will be opening them up to show you. But this is what Christian looks like. I'm trying to get my camera quality a little bit better. Let me move my desk, gang. I do apologize. One of my subscribers did ask me, can I start putting the camera a little bit up on the desk so they can see the product. Okay, so Christian right here, he looks really good, actually. He looks like himself. You know, Christian, we all getting older. Ain't can't nobody look the same forever. Either you gain weight, you lose weight, you get muscle, no mass. But I do really like this figure. I think, let me see if my lighting is too much to really see him up close and personal. Okay, yep, okay. I can see the lighting a little better. I think he looks good. Not a big fan of AEW figures because in my previous videos I talked about that, so I'm not going to dive deep into that. I do like how they have improved a little bit on their figures. Their action figures, Jazz wears, who creates these. And I do like the clothes. I do want them to work on their head sculpts a little bit because when you think about it, you look at him on the sideways, his head looks like he got half of a head in the back. But I guess that's more so, yeah, I think that they need to work on that head part right here because it looks like he got half of a back of a head. So if he wants to get a shape up or haircut, he ain't got no back kitchen. So Jazz Wears needs to work on that. That's why I'm always going to say WWE and Mattel has a beautiful relationship going on. Maybe AEW need to get a deal with Mattel or something and quit trying to compete hard with WWE. Work with the enemy and not against them. Work with them to make money and build, your revenue. We all work with people we don't like. Okay, so I do like how they got the detailed tattoos on his arm. Christian actually still looks good. And I think he had a great career. He's the GOAT. He's one of the GOATs that paved the way for your Matt Riddles, your who else can I think about that's in WWE now? In AEW. The High Flyers, because him and Edge used to do high flying moves as well. Not like the Hardys, but Christian was a daredevil in his time too as well, his younger days. And I just felt like he was underrated in WWE. They didn't ever really use him. I don't know, maybe the writers didn't have a script for him to say anything. I think that Edge was the front man for that team. It was more like so the Hardys, Matt and Jeff. Jeff really didn't, he talked, but he didn't talk as much. But what Jeff spoke on is his high flying moves. That's what everybody was like, oh, okay, we hear you. But back to Edge and back to Christian, I just felt like they could have did more of a creative situation with him back then. But time has passed, so what can we say? You got to move on from that. The figure looks good. I just have a problem with the head sculpt, and I will be taking off some points for that head sculpt. Other than that, all wrestling figures have a problem with the feet, so I'm not going to keep on mentioning that. I'm going to move on from that. The hands, he does come with two hands. I really want him to have hands where he can open up and hold a weapon. So I'm going to take off some points for that as well, too. Because, I love my wrestlers, holding weapons. And this figure right here, he can't hold nothing but put a belt around his shoulder. Jazz Wears, you could have did a little bit better than this. The half head, man with no half brain, or whatever you want to call it. Saying it with the humblest, not trying to be funny. And they got the body scope on point and everything, but the hands, I'm just not. My wrestlers, if I want to display my wrestlers, I want my wrestler to hold something. Like, say for example, this was a weapon. It's a toothpick. with my tooth missing in the back. I'm just being honest. He can't hold nothing. What can he hold? Tithes and offerings for church? No, I don't like that. So, I'm going to give this figure a 9 out of a 10. There was a lot of points deducted because his hands and half of his head. If they can fix that head problem, it would have been good. But not all the AEW figures have that problem. I'm thinking that maybe this was maybe a malfunction at the factory. I don't know. But definitely, he'll be good to add to your AEW collection. Hopefully, WWE still owns the rights to Christian, his figure, because I think they will do good for having a Legends figure. But I don't know what type of relationship he has going on with WWE. Who knows? But definitely, you can get this at Target for $21.99 at the register, a different price. So let's move on. I had to talk about my boy Christian here because he is a legend. Next, we have, oh Lord, gang, my back is itching. Okay, so moving on, we have Mr. Chuck Taylor. I don't know too much about this guy. He debuted May of 25th of 2019 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And, so, I'm going to point out something about Christian's action figures when we talk about Mr. Chuck Taylor. When I'm talking about maybe that Christian figure was maybe they, before I go any further, I said I was going to open up the actual trading cards. So I do apologize, gang. So it looks like they got the Lucha Brothers. And then they have Stu Grayson. I do have his action figure. And then they have Mr. Cash Wheeler. I'm not really big on trading cards. Kind of reminds me of them times where, you remember MTV was hot commodity. I'm telling my age, and I'm gracefully telling my age. They had MTV rap cards and rock cards and baseball. You know, you get your baseball cards. People still collect baseball cards. And by the way, I do apologize again. I got carried away with the Christian action figure before I go any further. There was Christian's second head. And I don't know, maybe they torturing this guy Christian, because this head is ugly. Head sculpt is, it's not ugly, but I don't like how they did a half a head. So I don't like to use the word ugly. It's not a good word. Okay, so moving on. Mr. Chuck Taylor. When I think about Chuck Taylor, it reminds me of, was there a Chuck Taylor in WWE? They used to be partners with, I think, Billy Bad, I ain't gonna say the cuss word, but Billy Badass. They used to be with DX. Chuck, was that Chuck Taylor too? I don't know. Is that his son? Maybe, who knows? So, okay. This is what I mean by what they did with Christian's head. Christian has half of his back and neck. And look at Mr. Chuck Taylor. Somebody's messing with Mr. Christian. Because this is just really unfair. That his head, he has half a head. So, Mr. Chuck Taylor's head doesn't look halfway. And when I looked at that Christian Cage figure, that must have been like a glitch in their system. But Chuck Taylor looks good. He doesn't come with anything. I think that he's from Kentucky. Because look, on the back of his, I'm just showing, on the back of his pants, it says Kentucky Gentleman. So maybe he is from Kentucky. The figure does look good. They could have came with a second head sculpt, and maybe, this is what I mean by come with some hands that can hold like a chair or something, because if y'all trying to compete with WWE, you need to come with a set of hands that where the actual product can hold a weapon. What if somebody wants to play, even though, I don't play with toys, I just like them. I love toys. But what if I want a wrestling ring and I want to have Mr. Chuck Taylor hit Mr. Christian? I want them both to hit each other with a chair, and the only thing they can do is hit each other with their fists, balled up. That's not fair. So I guess this is like a job to get some other set of hands that I ain't never used from another AEW figure, which I shouldn't have to do if I'm a consumer. But Chuck Taylor does look great. He's very double jointed. The paint sculpt looks good. I saw a couple of his matches on YouTube because I don't watch wrestling on cable. I don't pay for cable. Cable is a waste of money. I'm sorry. They got too many new apps out here to be thinking about that. He does come with this vest right here. I think I'm going to keep it on him because I like it on him. And he got elbow pads, knee pads. Facial expression looks like he's angry, like he's ready to just whop somebody, clobber somebody with his fist only, and not hold a chair or weapon to hit him with. This figure looks pretty good. I don't have to take off any points. You know, I would have loved for him to have a second head sculpt, but it is what it is. I think he should get a 10 out of 10. Looks great. And arms are bendable, but no, I'm taking off some points. He ain't gonna get a 10 out of 10. Because remember, he didn't have a change of set of hands. So I'll do a 9.5 out of a 10. He'll get a better score than Christian Cage. Christian just got 50 points deducted off instead of getting that 100 for the whole 10 because of his head and his hands. His head scope in his hands. So you can definitely get him I got him at Myers for $19.99. Check it out. I would recommend this as a gift because he does look like a good action figure. Next, moving on. This is another figure that I did get at Myers for $19.99. Mr. Lance Archer. And he debuted Double or Nothing 5 May 23rd, 2020. A little bit after Mr. Chuck Taylor. And he's like a big guy. And he's another head sculpt that looks good. I'm still mad about Christian Cage's head sculpt Jazz wears. And I really think that really for that, and you messed up a Legends. That's why I'm saying Christian is not respected. Christian paid his dues for all these new guys. Y'all gonna give him a head sculpt? Come on now. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. I didn't mean to throw my figure because I usually treat my figures like they're human. They treat me like a no. Mr. Lance, I forgot this man now. I watched one of his matches before. What is his last name again? Let's just say Lance. Well, Mr. Lance here, he looks good. He's pretty tall. Look at his tattoos, his sculpts. His tattoo. He looks really good. They got that braid. The hair looks very detailed because he does have that weave braid on top of his head. And double jointed. He got pins. The pins is pretty good. The pins on the elbows and everything. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. So he got a total of 8 pins, which is a good thing. Well, yeah, 8 pins. I think the tattoos on this action figure is phenomenal. And he looks like a tall guy. And the tights look good. Very well detailed. This figure. Second head sculpts to me, I know everybody can't get one. I would have loved for him to have a second head sculpt, but I'm fine with how he looks. Because we do have a right to that person. If, you know, when I actually figured the... Jazz West, would you get another second head sculpt? Christian did not have a whole brain. But why? So, basically, this figure looks good. I love his tattoos. Look at them tattoos. Phenomenal. And does he stand up well? Stands up pretty decent. I think that a lot of these companies who make these action figures really have to make self-improvement on the feet. The articulation and all of that is okay, but the structure of the feet, especially like Marvel Legend figures, I talk about them all the time. In this same boat as Jazz wears for AEW figures. Y'all got to work on, when y'all slap the feet under here, just don't slap them and send them down on assembly thing. Send them down on assembly ramp, so when people be like, oh, well, let me push them out here in this plastic. Or if you got a machine pushing the product in a plastic real hard, it's melting that Any machine has heat. We have to remember that. Because heat is what makes things move in life. Whether it's your vehicle, whether it's in your home, it makes it move. So the feet can be a little bit, you know, better, but he stands pretty tall. I like him. I give him a 10 out of 10. He definitely gets a 10 out of 10. I'm not going to hold back on the numbers. Looks good. Mr. Lansky look good. I would recommend him for anybody. He's in stores everywhere because I don't think he has a big fan base. His wrestling matches were pretty decent. Last but not least, let's talk about Mr. Orange Cassidy here. Mr. Orange Cassidy. I said Orange Cassidy. Now, he cracks me up, this guy right here. I saw a lot of his matches. He's a good wrestler. He comes from, like I said, Series 8, 67. He got his blue jean jacket, which is, I believe this figure in the years to come, as AEW progresses, hopefully they do, I'm not no hater. I hope they do a lot better than what WCW did. Because WCW is my childhood. So, I'm not going to dog WCW yet, but I really hope they soar past WCW because they're definitely not on WWE's level. If you notice on these blogs, how a lot of the wrestlers, you don't really know what to believe about these wrestlers. People will say that, oh, they're toxic, oh, CM Punk this. I was a big CM Punk fan. I love him and his wife. I think they're both amazing wrestlers, but who knows what's the truth? Everybody always going to paint a narrative. So, with Mr. Orange Cassidy here, the guy looks good. Did I lose this man's glasses? I don't be playing. When I get my product out the package, I want it out the package. They don't have to. That's what I'm saying. The machine at the factories probably press these action figures in there so hard. Okay, Mr. Orange Cassidy looks really good. Look at him. And his blue jeans, what is so well. This is insane because wow. I'm amazed by this. I've never saw this in an action figure before. He's got half blue jeans. Now, he comes with these glasses right here. So, before I go any further, that's why I wish I would have just, I could have took the glasses off when I showed him up close and personal at the package. He looks good. Let me take off his glasses. He has a whole head. Look at that. Whole head. In the name of Christian Cage. Jazz wears. He done took somebody off in the company to make his product like it. He does have a shirt, jacket put together, which is neat. I think it looks good. And these pants right here, which is what's so amazing to me about this figure right here. He has half of pants like they can rip off. And you can't take them off, but you can really remove them, but you would have to cut them off. So, I'm thinking to myself, this is where, and here's where his face looks like. Looks just like him, very well detailed. Let me try to get it over a little light, because I know my ring light could be a pain, like I'm on stage or something. They could have made him have some actual real jeans, besides doing this, because this is like the most. Like, how do y'all expect this man to kick if you want to, like, if somebody wants to play with the figure, clothesline somebody, hiya! You can't even do nothing because you can't even stretch out the pants because these pants are, well, I guess maybe you could probably rip them off, maybe. But I don't want to do all of that. That defeats the purpose of buying an action figure. They could have just made his blue jeans real, just like the jacket. That would have been good quality. The shoes look good. The illusion again of not seeing that gap in the foot from a distance. Mr. Cassidy's a little bitty guy, so he does come with two hands. Again, I love my wrestlers having. He comes with an elbow pad as well too. And how do you get his jacket off? That's like the thing. Like, this is where I say creative differences in companies really does, it manifests the energy of where everybody can come to grips of communicating of what they want in a figure for the consumer. I think the people who created the jacket didn't know what they was doing, and the people who put the joints and all of that together, the ball pins, the shoulders, and the legs, all that together, they didn't know what they was thinking either, because you would never create these jeans right here like that. Like, come on now. Maybe he has blue jeans under here, but I want to rip him off because I still want him to be in my collection. It'll be a little perfect. Now, this figure like this is going to be worth a lot more money than all the others. I can see it. He's really going to be worth a lot of money in years to come. And it's all about what the figure has. Like the CM Punks, anybody got them figures years to come, CM Punk figures are going to be worth money. Even the ones from Mattel that were made prior to him going to AEW worth money. I'm for sure they online probably for about $300, but neither here, neither there. I'm going to take some points off because I don't like the pants. I think they could have did a little better deal with the shirt. Instead of having a shirt, jacket, he's not a Barbie or a miniature. They could have just had him a shirt on and put a jacket over it. It just didn't make sense. So, this is not, I don't really think that Orange Cassidy is his best figure. I saw, he looks good face-wise, but the pants is what shunned me a little bit, and this jacket. I give him, he can't do anything. Like, he can't stretch out, like his legs. So, I give him definitely a 9. I give him a 9.7 out of 10. I'm not going to give him an atrocious score. But would I recommend this figure for anybody? Yeah, for your collection. But I'd rather get the other Orange Cassidy figure, because if y'all was going to do all of this, y'all could have just made him have real blue jeans and left it alone. And he would have had trunks or whatever, or real blue jeans under, because that's what Cassidy usually wrestles with, is blue jeans on. But neither here, neither there. I highly recommend this figure. You can get him at, I got him at Walmart for $21, and at the register $24, $23, something like that. But all right, gang. So that's it for the AEW upload today. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, my YouTube channel, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please like, share, and subscribe with your family, friends, and enemy. And I have more to talk about in my videos as time goes on. I want to thank my new subscribers for pushing me through the algorithm and believing in me and the Grinch. But everyone, have a great day.